What's going on, people? So we're here in a new unit that we've just taken on for management. She's here skipping in the background. Anyway, I'm going to show you.
I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday. I didn't have to tell you
No,
that.
but they wouldn't,
I like to be truthful.
They wouldn't know though. Did you record on this?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
On my phone.
Yeah, exactly. So that's fine.
Because we left our clothes here, the new stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm going to change it to paintwork anyway. So yeah.
So I think what we're going to do with this one, because we've already showed you how to stage, especially for management and things like that, but we're going to kind of take you through just our thought process and kind of what we're thinking at the time. Of course, obviously it's great to be able to say, you know, you need this, you need that, and it doesn't always work out like that because every property is different, right? But we're just going to take you through the thought process as we're thinking about it, what we need to do, so you can see it like real, live, and in the flesh kind of, you know, understanding of what is going on. So without further ado, let me just show you round. This is the front door. So we had someone who does the staging for us. So she sent over all the links to Cindy for Cindy to order, get all the deliveries in. So these are some of the deliveries coming in. Water tank here. Yeah, and you've got this space here. So even if all our linen kind of doesn't fit in that bit over there, we will just kind of store it in here. So this is the living room area here. So as you can see, the landlord kindly left us that mirror as well as pictures up there. These are the views from the 8th floor. And I'll also show you the patio that is exclusive to the residents. This here, where the columns are, so right at the tip of my finger, is literally the famous Royal Berkshire Hospital. So the kitchen here, you've got a washer dryer here, you've got all this cupboard space, you've got dishwasher here, fridge, freezer down here, you've got oven with the electric induction hob right here as well. The second room here. So the great thing about this, we're gonna paint this wall because as you can see, like there's quite a few scuffs. We've also taken on other properties where when they've left, they haven't left it in a great state, so we've had a lot to kind of deal with and work with. But with this, honestly, it's probably one of the best conditions that we property's been left to us in. This is the main bathroom. So again, this in here, bathroom's nice and neat. The only thing that we are probably going to change, we don't know if we're going to do it now or later, but this clinical blue, this hospital blue has got to go. And this is like the master bedroom. So as you can see, there's a lot more space here. So it's actually an ensuite as well. So 2 bed, 2 bath this is. Again, this clinical blue, yeah, it's got to go. I'm not gonna lie, got to go. And you've got a shower in here as well. Alright, cool, so we're up here. You can see what is on offer and what's to show. It's in a very central location, which I think will do very well. When it comes to central locations, we've always been a little bit iffy about them, right? Because everyone always tells you about to go for city centres because that they're going to do well. The problem with going for city centres is that you face a lot of competition, you face a lot of saturation. While saturation is always going to be there and will always happen, when you're brand new and you're just starting out, you won't know how to make sure that you stand out from the crowd. So you won't know the little tips and tricks to be able to beat your competition, right? So which is why I think sometimes it's not the best for people to go. It's easy to acquire and it's easy to kind of get started, but when you really want to separate yourself from, you know, the ones who are just doing it as a hobby and the ones who are doing it as a business and running it as a full-fledged business, then you need to think about, okay, maybe we don't want to target city centres, but we maybe want to target just on the outside, as long as it ticks the boxes of the main sources of attraction. So hospitals, business parks, you know, obviously tourist attractions near motorways, near train stations, stuff like that. You know, so just have a think about that. If anyone's told you to just stick to city centres, then have a little think as to why they might be saying that and whether that might work for where you're at in your business.
Hello. It is about 5:30, I think it is, maybe a little bit later. Sean's been painting, getting things done, just unpacking a few things.
That's what we do, we get things done
anyway,
around here.
Look, as you can see, that wall was like a bluey tone, and we've painted it
Egyptian cotton. Only the finest around here.
Okay, well, whatever. So that's pretty much what we're doing at the moment. I don't know if you guys can see the view, but I'm gonna turn it around so you can see the view. Can you see that? Look at that, so nice. Just so pretty, the views. So anyone who comes, they'll be able to enjoy this. We definitely have to get photos of this.
Yes, guys, yes. So a new day. We went back home yesterday and we've just come back. So we've had 3 more deliveries that have come. We've also had one of the most important, so we've had the beds arrive as well. The good thing about Zip Links is what I said before, where especially because we get a lot of contractors, because Reading is a known hub for contractors, we can split 2 people in each room, whereas if we had just one double bed or one king bed or whatever, of course, contractors don't want to have to sleep in the same bed, of course. So that would only limit us to maybe 2 people that could stay here. The only types of people that would want to share a bed is maybe family or couples or things like that.
Listen, I know I look tired. We know we look tired. We know it. Do we not know it?
100%.
But guess what? We've not even set up. We've not even paid the deposit. We've not even paid rent. We've not even paid for furnishing. Yet we've secured a 6-month. No, sorry, why am I lying? 12-month booking. A year. So they check in on the 3rd of January.
Nice little New Year present.
Yes, and then they leave obviously 2027. And basically we haven't even furnished a property. We literally just signed contracts. And that's happened for how many of our properties now over the last... We've got a few properties that we've got direct bookings in.
Maybe even 5.
And it just goes to show that like once you build your funnel, once you build your clientele clientele... List. I don't get basis from.
That's right.
Once you build it, you will become unstoppable. And you'll start to piece together things that you should, like, I don't even know if, like, I'll be honest. Even if this deal doesn't work, after this, we've made our money back and some.
Yeah.
Like our investors.
And now the rest is just playtime.
Exactly. And obviously you know what we're like. It's in our playing ground. It's in our for fun place, you know. It's in Reading. We could do this with our eyes closed. Capiche, capush. Do you know what I mean? That was good, isn't it?
If you want.
Yeah, anyway. But it's just another thing to celebrate. Do you want me to pass it on?
No. You keep that to yourself. Every Christmas, New Year, we've been involved with business to the point where we haven't been able to enjoy the festive period. But we're happy to do that. We're happy to do that for the next 2 years to make sure the next 3 years even to make sure that the rest of the rest of the years that we have to the festive period is just peace we can do what we want. We've earned it. The good thing is that we're in good spirits, we're in sync, and we're doing things, and we're making sure that all other businesses or other aspects of the business is still running and doing what it needs to do. So yeah, man.
But we slightly do ours a little bit different just because we've got quite good relationships with other companies. So a lot of our companies at the moment, we've got contractors, builders, we've got quite long lasting relationships with them. So we don't necessarily do like weekend stays, we're more like a month at a time. We do advertise on Airbnb and booking.com, but that's because it brings in the clients for us. So it's more of a marketing tool.
In terms of maintenance, do you guys take it on board, or we just still refer that back to us?
So that's all in the contract. So we handle like, wear and tear and, anything caused by our clients, like up to a certain point. The landlords, you guys would just be in charge of anything that's structural.
So if there's like a cracking of a boiler, things like that.
Other than that, anything else that we genuinely take care of.
What about cleaning, like that?
We do that
once in a while.
Yeah, that's us. The idea for us is the lower the setup cost, the better for us. Obviously, that's just being quite honest, and it helps us quite a lot.
Practical from your side.
Exactly that. So where we can have a lower deposit, or if we can have, if it's that you need us to put 2 months up front and use that instead of the deposit, we would prefer that. But we understand, again, we're landlords. If you want that deposit, we're not going to argue at all. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
It's so nice when you find like landlords who just get it. I always say that, and actually, when I said that on Instagram one time, that blew up a little bit because I think there were landlords who just get it and they were liking that content. But I think it's so important for us to acknowledge there are actually landlords out there who get it. So, the questions that we get in the DMs from people starting up like, oh, where are you finding these landlords who say yes at these viewings? The ones that we book, it's been, how many times have I had a no before I got this one here? Yeah. And so, there's so many landlords out there who get the method. You just need to show them what you can do. They liked us straight away from the viewing, that they were literally following them in a car. They're at the front of us right now, going to another property just because we vibed in the last 30 minutes. Like, it's crazy. Your opportunities out there. It's not just about going to one viewing. It's about making the connection when you go to the viewing, because just because that property might be a no doesn't mean that landlord isn't, you know, waiting to buy another property in the next 6 months and take that on and then contact you in 6 months time. Like, you just don't know what your opportunities are. So please don't ever, when you have the opportunity to go to a viewing, don't not go because you're like, the numbers don't stack. Sometimes it makes it worth it to go and see if that landlord has other properties, to go and build that connection. I've just had a message from our VAs. Well, first of all, we've had a booking come through.
We had a booking.
This property in November was actually quite dry. Then they managed to get a 4-month booking, and then now the December is filling up, which is really great to hear because they'll only have January left to fill, which is going to be easy, and then it'll be consistent bookings throughout the whole, you know, only 1 month of losses, which is really nice to see considering they've just taken it on with us. So yeah, really positive.
Little update. This is what we've got at the moment. Really liking how it's coming along so far. That wall definitely, it's 25-1 right now. This is what we do, don't it? So yeah, we'll catch you in a bit.
So this one was through word of mouth, but we still had to sell ourselves because when the landlords showed us the video, he recorded it on a Google Drive. We saw other companies that we knew in the game looking at this property. So we had to sell ourselves in a way that was going to stand out. We also didn't offer the most, we offered the least and still got this property. For anybody who doesn't know what planning is, it's the use of the property that needs to be agreed with council. You're saying the right things, you're just second guessing yourself, and that's rule number 1.
Morning guys, morning. So, the last thing that you probably saw was that we were at the property and we had just finished one of our live training days with our mentees, where we taught them exactly how to source, package and sell deals to investors to make additional income alongside operating your Airbnb business, right? So it's Monday, we're now heading back to Reading to go and pick up a new set of keys actually. So we're going to pick up a new set of keys. Then after that we are going to do a whip round just to get the last minute bits for this property. So Cindy's going to be working on just putting the last touches together in terms of certain things that need to be ordered, and then once that is done we can go live. We are scaling aggressively. We are not stopping. We're not slowing down. If I told you that you are not going to get a break, you are not going to be able to spend time with family, you are not going to be able to do the things that you want to do, you have to do the things that you have to do, would you do it? Ask yourself that question. Would you do it? It's all about your mindset. It's up to you. It's up to you now. You got the knowledge. Now you have to go and apply it. One thing that I used to do is I was a pro at self-sabotaging. The reason why I knew that was because I would get in my head about the amount of things that I've got to do, have it as a constant reminder that I'm constantly falling behind or I'm constantly chasing, and that will put me in a bad mood. I had to realize that why am I in a bad mood? There's a lot of things that are happening because we're moving, we're growing, we're scaling. A lot of great things are happening. Money's coming in. Everything's afloat. Our VAs are doing what they're supposed to be doing. But yet I would still be upset, or I still feel a reason. I'll find a way to be negative about the situation because, you know, I've got so many things that I need to sort out, or whatever I planned to do for my to-do list I can't get done. And it was just a self-sabotaging. And that's what I was realizing was a big issue with the level that I was at and then the level that I need to get to. Now that I've been able to understand that and know that this is an issue, I needed to put in the work to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Or if it does, I know exactly how to deal with it in the shortest amount of time. Once you know why it happens and when it happens, you then have a choice to decide, okay, am I going to continue to allow this to happen, or am I going to do something about it? And right now I'm choosing to do something about it. So yes, I've got a lot of things to do. I've got contracts to sign. We've got people to talk to, we've got maintenance to schedule in, we've even got meetings left, right and center. But it's all great news. It's all positive stuff. And we are finally done. So you've got your workspace there, you've got your TV, your sofa there, dining table, and then you've got the kitchen through here. Got the smaller bedroom, bathroom here. So as you remember, the walls are blue. Master bedroom here. And then we also changed the walls here as well. Tomorrow we've got the professional photos coming through, so then that will be ready to go live. live. So looking forward to that.
It was a good viewing. This is quite an interesting one actually, because the landlord has actually had a really bad experience with the company before, which was actually let out through an agency. I'm really intrigued to know who the agent was, because he said it was a high street agent. It's interesting as well because it's the first time we've spoken to a landlord who's spoken about the new renters bill that's come out, and he feels really uncertain with the market. And you know, he literally mentioned the fact that he's scared of fees and having to like rent out his property and then not getting his property back and then having to pay out fees to courts, because now that renters bill, yes, it does protect renters and absolutely it should, but I think there's also not a compromise on protecting landlords, and landlords are starting to feel worried about what that might look like for them in 3, 5, 10 years. But it was a really good viewing, great bones, great location, saw a Holiday Inn and an Ibis, so definitely demand. We've also got another property that we've seen advertising on Airbnb that are booked. The landlord has asked for rent of, well, initially he said in there he'd want 2.5, and we were instantly like, it's a no, we won't be doing that. So then he's saying, you know, he's advertising at 2.2 at the moment, so we will see whether that's something that we can match. But mainly we come from a perspective of honesty. If we can't match it, we want you also as a landlord to be able to get the best of the best, and if we can't provide that, then you know you should be looking elsewhere. So we'll be just completely realistic, we'll be upfront. We're not really the type of company who just say yes because we want another property added on. We need it to work for us, but we also want it to be hassle free for the landlords that we work with. So yeah, very exciting. But we'll catch up with you then.
Yes, people, yes. So we're just in one of the latest properties that we've acquired. Now, I'm just going to be honest, the interior of this place is not great, right? Now, you're probably going to ask, why did we take it on if it's not great? And the reason why is purely because the function of it is exactly what we need for the client's fulfillments that we need to fulfill. So we are working with a business or a trade company who have their workers working in the area, right? They have rented, I believe, one of our properties, maybe two, I can't remember. And they've been in touch with Cindy, who has been, just keeping relations with them. They've pretty much told Cindy that they need a new property, right? A specific type of property, you know, this number of bedrooms or to fit this number of people. But this one, it's not really the type of property that we would normally take on. However, it fits the criteria of what exactly they want. So we took a video when we were here during the viewing, sent it to a person who's dealing with pretty much like accommodation for those workers, and she sent it to them, and she was literally like, well, yeah, they're happy to take it. They're literally happy to take it as it is. So this is what we're dealing with at the moment. It's not our type of property that we would normally take on. However, it does have the bones, right? And we know how we can actually set this up. So the booking that's coming in, they are looking to stay for 1 year, and they've already paid a month up front already. But they've already paid, so that's already set. So we just need to put in bed, put in a TV, and that's it. But yeah, that's pretty much the background story of this property.